The Offspring's fourth album, 1997's Ixnay on the Hombre, would be the group's highly anticipated follow-up to 1994's Smash. Smash would be the biggest independent selling record in history, and put the Offspring on a lot of people's radars thanks to hits like Self-Esteem and Come Out and Play. Along with Green Day, the Offspring would help bring punk rock to the mainstream, displacing grunge, which had dominated the earlier part of the decade. The Offspring's fourth record would contain a song called Gone Away, an anomaly in their catalog, a slower track that would give the band their first #1 hit on the hot mainstream rock tracks charts. But for nearly 2 decades, the story behind the song was widely misunderstood, and that's what we're going to explore in today's video. During the press tour for the group's fourth album, frontman Dexter Holland would be vague when the topic of Gone Away came up. The LA Times would write in a 1997 profile on the band, and I quote, "On the other end of the emotional scale is Gone Away, an epic expression of grief that Holland won't discuss. It's based on some personal experience, but I don't want to go into it more than that," he said. The band would be interviewed by the LA Times later on in the year, where Holland was a little more forthcoming, saying, "We liked the idea of writing something that was, I hate to say heartfelt because that sounds a little cheesy. The idea with this was to actually try and make it feel real without being wimpy. We tried to get across the idea that ending a relationship can be painful, but in a real way and not just a testosterone-packed way," he'd say. It circulated online for many years that the song was written about a girlfriend of Holland's who tragically died in a car crash. You can't blame fans for thinking that. Holland admitted in interviews that the song was about a relationship, and the song's lyrics are littered with references to someone who has passed and the grief that follows. Holland would reveal on one of the band's DVD releases, saying, and I quote, "Gone Away was really a different song for us. We hadn't really done a song that was almost slow for us, really. It was just an idea we had, and we wanted to see what we could do with it. I think a lot of what we really wanted to do at that time on Ixnay was kind of not just repeat the last album, so it was important to us to try and make a great album, and that was part of the attraction of doing a song like Gone Away, that it was different, and it was a different song mood-wise too. I mean, it's a real serious song. It's probably the most serious song we do. You can read into it how you want, but it's about loss and losing someone." Holland would reveal to Kerrang that the band received countless letters from fans revealing, and I quote, "I get some letters from people saying how much Gone Away, which is about losing someone, means to them, from parents who have written to me to say that it helped them get over the loss of their son who died from leukemia. It rips your heart out." Then as recently as 2021, Holland finally revealed what the song was actually about and how the long-rumored story of his girlfriend dying in a car accident was not true. Here's what he told interviewer Bob Lefsetz.
Right, okay. But the song was based on a real situation, correct?
I mean, yes. Yes and no. Don't really talk about that too much.
Yes and no. I mean, documentation would say that you had a girlfriend who passed away in a car accident. Is that factually true?
No, it's not. It's not. Well, what the hell? I'll tell the story, I guess. I was with my wife on a Sunday, and we had gone to dinner, and we were going to Baskin Robbins for our after dinner, whatever, ice cream and drive home. And this is, just on Huntington Beach where we live. And so we're waiting in line, and there's 10 people in the store. A couple runs in, they go, "Call the police, someone's chasing us with a gun." And we're like, what the hell, what's going on? All of a sudden, shots rang out. So these people in this car, they had been chased by gang members in another car who were mad at them for some reason. They ran into the store. These guys decided to shoot up the store. So, I mean, it looks like they shot high. I don't think they actually intended to kill anybody. But anyway, all of a sudden, here we are, and it's one of those like strip malls where it's a complete glass, front to the store, shooting it. And all of a sudden, it's like, well, fuck, we're going to die, right? And, in hiding, trying to, get behind a trash can or something, not even knowing where the bullets are coming from. And it turns out I was right in front of the gunman or whatever. But, and then crawling over to my wife and, putting my body on top of hers and just knowing like, I'm going to get shot any second here. I'm going to get shot. And, there were several shots that rang out. The whole front was what, was shot out. And luckily no one was hurt. So I think they just wanted to have fun and scare everybody, right? I don't think they're really trying to kill anybody. But I think just the idea that we came so close to death was a real life-changing moment. And it was right when we were recording Ixnay, and I was coming up with the idea, I knew I wanted the song to be heavy, but I didn't know what it was going to be about yet. But it was kind of like the feeling of, in a weird way, I know it's not a direct connection, if you know what I mean, but it made you think about, about dying and about grief and about what that would feel like, and what if my wife had been the one.
Okay. So the incident happens. How long after that do you write the song, and does it come to you in a flash, or something takes a long time to work out?
Oh, I wrote it in the next week. It was quick. Yeah, it was done in a few days.
And the lyrics, how long did it take you to write the lyrics?
A few days. Yeah, quick for me.
Quick for you.
In more recent years, Holland would end up playing a piano version of the song during live shows, and the band included the piano version of the track on their latest album, 2021's Let the Bad Times Roll. The group Five Finger Death Punch have also covered the song on their 2017 compilation album, A Decade of Destruction, and on their 2018 studio album, And Justice for None. Their cover would peak at number 2 on the Billboard Mainstream Rock Airplay charts in April of 2018. That does it for today's video, guys. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like button and subscribe, and we'll see you again in Rock and Roll True Stories. Take care.